talking about the Titans here. The Titans.
Swing and a drive, left field. It's gone! It is gone! It is Bedlam at the bank!
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Podcast right here. You already know. Go fucking subscribe.
You are now listening to the 302 Birds Phillies postgame show with KJ McCoy, Ballpark Tommy, Dalt, and Fratty. Proudly powered by TickPick. Check out the link in the bio for $10 off your first order today. Let's take it to the show.
What a win that was. The Philadelphia Phillies get the job done tonight. 5-0. Taking down the Baltimore Orioles, and some might say the 95 battle. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another Phillies postgame show. I'm looking at the Eagles postgame show ticker. This thing, that was why I put it up earlier before. But welcome to another Phillies postgame show. As you guys can see, got Eagles football on my mind, but got to slow it down a little bit, because this Phillies team is red hot right now. They are on a hot streak, and they are playing baseball with a purpose. You know who makes pizza with a purpose, Fratty? My guy Nick from Nick's Pizza. Shout out to our presenting sponsor of tonight's show. If you guys haven't, check them out in Wilmington, Delaware, their newest location. Exceptional Detroit-style pizza. Get the Mike's Hot Honey. Thank me later. But the point is, Phillies got the job done tonight, man. And it seems like ever since these trades, everything that has gone wrong for the Phillies has found a way to go right. Right? Like, everybody that had a problem for the Phillies, everybody that we could be saying, hey, this guy could get traded. Hey, this guy could be hey, this guy is capable of more, and he's not living up to his standards. Well, all of that has gone away right now, Fratty, because this team is, I think, the best team in baseball right now, and playing with a new purpose. We saw it with Kepler tonight. He had a great bat. We saw it with Marsh tonight. We're going to talk about all of this throughout the show, so get ready. But last but not least, we saw it with Walker. I mean, you said it. He looked dominant tonight. What were your thoughts on Walker's outing?
Oh man, Taijuan Walker just looked dominant tonight. He's looking like he looked like his old self again. Tonight pre-Philadelphia Phillies Taijuan Walker. He looked dominant. I have no other complaints about him, but he is. It really creates a interesting debate on whether he should be put in the bullpen or whether he should be put in the starting rotation. But honestly, he's probably going to be put in the bullpen, and it would be that nice combo. Just think about it for a second here. You're going to have a loaded bullpen coming right October. I'm telling you. With only us having to use possibly 4 starters, and then have Walker on top of it. Then when Nola comes back, you have Walker and potentially Nola in the pen with all these other guys and Durant. Oh my gosh, we might have one of the more loaded bullpens I've ever seen from the Philadelphia Phillies, and it's a scary thing. It's a very scary thing this time around. We have a lot of options this year, with the pitching depth being better. So that's my take on that. Oh man. It's going to be something else to watch.
That's such a good point, though, about this bullpen. Some of these names, right? Like, let's just break this down, Frat. You got, let's talk about the Phillies bullpen. So, if you had to pick 4 starters, right? You're going to take Wheeler. You're going to take Durant to be your closer, but he won't count as a starter. So who are your Rangers probably up there? I would say Christopher Sanchez is probably up there. So you got 3 right there. Who's your 4th guy? Is that pitcher?
That's a good question. That's tough, but I can see them, and I'm gonna be quite honest. I could see them to save the bullpen or to possibly save the bullpen, whatever. I could see them if Luzardo goes 4 or 5 innings, or only makes it four to 5 innings somehow. You put in Taijuan Walker for a couple innings, or you split their time, and then you maybe put a guy Duran maybe to close at the last inning if it's a close game. So I could see them splitting the time. But honestly, I think Luzardo will be the fourth starter over Walker still, just because Jesus is listed as the fourth in rotation. Or it's a really difficult decision, but I just have to say Luzardo slightly over Walker still. But yeah.
Yeah. I think it's going to be fun to see where this team goes because you're right. A lot of talent on this team. One thing I want to talk about, and Phillies fans, let me know how you guys are feeling about this in the comments. Sometimes bringing in, and this is coming from, I do the Eagles post-game show primarily, been subbing in for this, not hating it at all, love watching the Phillies right now, said to KJ, this has been one of the most entertaining stretches of Phillies baseball over the past month. So it's been a pleasure to cover it for you guys, but I'm an Eagles expert. So I'm going to use a football analogy. It's the point I'm making. When the Packers drafted Jordan Love, people forget that first year, Aaron Rodgers balled. And when I say balled out, I mean went off, like had an insane year. So sometimes when you bring someone in that does the same job as someone else, it brings natural competition. Like they want to prove that they're worth it, or they just want to, prove to the other person that they're better than them. Regardless, for the organization, it normally benefits them, especially in like baseball. So with them bringing in Bader, a lot of people in radio, a lot of people in baseball, a lot of people I'm sure on the team are debating, oh, all three of these guys are kind of at the same level. They're all excellent defensively. They can all, play great outfield, but when it comes to batting, none of them are consistent. Then you got Harrison Bader, right? New guy. Comes out to the plate, first hit, home run, cranks it harder than I think Kepler's hit all year. So you look at the next night, and I find it interesting because you got guys like Kepler making a case now. You got guys like Marsh making a case now. And I'm not saying that this is going to continue all season, right? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you look at their attitude right now, right? Everyone in the outfield understands at some point, even though they have great depth, right? They have great depth in this bullpen. They have great depth in this outfield. And I think that could be a real game changer this year come in the playoffs because they can mix up that lineup if they need to. But the main thing is that right now, bringing in Bader has unlocked a certain competition in this outfield that is a good thing. And I think is making all of these players play to their highest potential.
Yep. I think Max Kepler is definitely he made a case tonight. I know people on the radio were complaining, and Max Kepler, why platoon him? They should be traded, and I said the same thing. But he made a case tonight, and I'll tell you one thing. He had a great night. He was probably the player of the game for the Phillies. One of the few players of the game, and we'll see where the Phillies go with tomorrow with the day game. If they keep him in a lineup again, or have Harrison Bader, or if somebody else gets benched. But it all depends on on how the Phillies want to go, and it's an interesting situation. But anyway, I don't really have nothing much to say about Max Kepler. And shortly, I'm gonna get into a little breaking news shortly, and in regards to the good news for the Phillies, which you're about to find out in a little bit here too, Dalton. So
All right. Well, I'll stay tuned for that. But yeah, I'm really excited with how this competition has benefited this outfield. Everybody's playing better, like you just talked about. Kepler's been batting a little bit better. Marsh is somebody too. When he first came, I actually thought that when we got Bader, we were going to get another outfielder. And I thought that Brandon Marsh was actually going to be sort of expedited, we'll say, or traded out of Philadelphia. I thought he'd be a gone man, and he figured out a way to stay. So props to him on that. But he needs to get his stuff together. Like, if Brandon Marsh wants this relationship to go well, and if Brandon Marsh wants to be a longtime Philadelphia Philly, he needs to mature, not just as a player, but like the way that he approaches the game as an athlete. Because that was something they were talking about today on WIP as well, like the difference between being an athlete and being athletic, right? Like taking it really seriously. And I think that he is definitely someone that takes it seriously. I just think that he has a different level that he can unlock, and we can definitely get there. So I'm someone that's actually, even though I know I make a lot of fun of Brandon Marsh, I am a Brandon Marsh believer, we will say. Fratty, call me Brandon Marsh Believe updates. Get ready for that. But let's actually bring in a guest. So we got somebody backstage who I'm excited to bring on, somebody who has insane Philadelphia Phillies and Philly sports knowledge in general. But I love reading his articles about the Phillies. So let's bring in Gavin Sweeney from Philly Sports Reports. How you doing, Gav?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Great, man. Feeling really good about this Phillies team right now. What are your thoughts on kind of these trades, the deadline, and this competition we got going on in the outfield?
Yeah, dude. So, I mean, hey, I love the deadline. It's always a fun time. The Phillies realistically, they had a decent deadline. They got, Duran, who's a beast, shutdown closer. That's the guy they need and they want. The Bader, good move, solid guy. But yeah, the boys are heating up. They're heating up. Bats are, picking up series dub. We take those. Mets lost, so that helps us out even more. So yeah, the boys are doing well. Deadline was decent. Max Kepler tonight, he's doing his thing, I guess. I mean, the post game he had, I don't know, he kind of mentally checked out, in my opinion. He kind of seemed like he was done. And just a little inside info for y'all. There's some rumors going around that the reason why Justin Crawford hasn't been called up yet is because if they call him up before August 15th, he's eligible for next season to be his rookie season. If they call him up before August 15th, tomorrow or whenever would mark the start of his rookie season. So basically, the GM and Dave Dombrowski, they're saving his rookie season for next season. So after the 15th and they call up Crawford, his rookie season can start in 2026 then. So that's my prediction with it. I think that's what's going to happen. I think Philly fans need to chill out just a little bit to why Max Kepler's still on the team. It's because Crawford and his rookie season.
Sorry, I couldn't find the unmute
No, you're
button.
good, dude.
But thank you for that. I didn't even know that about the 15th. That's awesome inside knowledge. Here's another question for you, Gav. Does he have any sort of chance, in your opinion, of staying on this team? In Kepler, I'm asking.
That's such a difficult answer because of the free agency when they signed him and the expectations they had for him. Realistically, I don't see so. I don't think. Max Kepler, outfielder. Justin Crawford, outfielder. Max Kepler, left-handed at bat. Justin Crawford, left-handed at bat. So therefore, Crawford's a lefty. I just don't see Kepler staying on the team then if Crawford gets called up. I doubt they'll DFA Weston Wilson because he's a righty and you need a right-handed at bat. But yeah, if Crawford gets called up, then therefore Kepler would go.
Yeah. What about you? What about in your opinion, Frat? Is he as good as gone, Kepler, and that being, and you just think it's a waiting game now, like Gab kind of mentioned, or do you think he has a chance after games like tonight?
Honestly, if you want to be quite honest,
yeah, let's do it. I love it.
I know Justin Crawford's a talented player, and all, but you can't. I mean, you can't expect a rookie, technically not a rookie. He'll be a rookie next year if he comes into the 15th. But you can't have like a young. You can't expect a young player. I mean, Otto Kemp came up, but you can't expect Justin Crawford this late in the season to come up and I mean, you expect him to be good, but you just can't do that to Max Kepler. I know I don't like Max Kepler either, but my opinion, I don't think Max Kepler is going to be DFA'd. If they didn't get rid of him at the deadline, I don't expect the Phillies, if he has games like he did tonight, I do not expect him to get Max Kepler to be getting rid of now. And if he does have more games that he struggles, then maybe it'll be later, late August, that Crawford gets caught up. I wouldn't say right away after the 15th. It could be late August, early September that Crawford gets called up. But honestly, I think you wait till you give Kepler, I'd say a few more weeks, because the way the Phillies team is playing right now, you don't need. There's no reason to get rid of Max Kepler if we're playing so good right now. So, I honestly think it's a waiting game, and honestly, they might just keep Max Kepler here just because we're playing well. So,
Yeah. Well, actually, that's actually a perfect bridge into, and you're more than welcome to hang out for this, Gavin, because this one's going to be fun. Get ready for
Yo, Freddy, give him the business. Only in South Philly. Only at Freddy's Corner. It's Freddy's Corner.
All right, Fraddy, what do you got on your mind, brother?
well, like Gavin said about the Mets losing, that was the news was going to break. The Mets lost to the Cleveland Guardians tonight, 3-2. The Phillies are 2.5 games ahead of the New York Mets in the division. I think it's our largest lead in the division. I think a month and a half, maybe almost 2 months, month and a half. We're finally clearing the gap a little bit in division lead, which is, I mean, I know winning the division hasn't mattered in the NL East, but I mean, 2.5 game lead is pretty good, and the fact that the Mets lost the first 2 games to the Cleveland Guardians is hilarious because the Phillies actually won a series against Cleveland, but the Mets can't win a series against the Guardians, which is kind of hilarious, even at home. I mean, come on now, Frank the Tank. I mean, you should be ashamed of yourself. You can't even beat the Guardians. Um, and overall, the Phillies and Mets both play during the day tomorrow, 12:35 and 1:10. Um, and I mean, what's ahead for the Phillies? You got one more against the Orioles. Then you got that road trip against the Rangers, the Reds, and then you got a Nationals team to end the road trip. Big, whopping 4 game series against them in less than 2 weeks from now, which the Nationals aren't a good team. They actually lost to the A's. I think they were losing to the A's 16-3 tonight. So that's a big that Phillies could have a game where they just break out. But the Phillies have been known multiple times on occasions to struggle against bad teams this year. But it's a different case when we face the Washington Nationals. So honestly, it's a big opportunity, and I want to make this prediction because I'm not sure if we're having a show tomorrow night or not because of the game being so early and everybody being at work. But I'm going to say this, that it's a win-win situation. If your Phillies go 6-4 on the road trip, it's not a bad thing. You win 2 out of 3 and one in the first 2 series, and win 3 out of 4, and then somehow win 1 game in one of those 2 series. It isn't the end of the world because you're probably still going to have the lead in the NL East the way the Mets have been playing up and down. So
Yeah.
that's just my honest opinion. You win 6 of those 10 games on the road plus win tomorrow, you're in good shape. So
Yeah. Anything you want to say on the way out, Gav?
No, nothing much, man. I like Freddy's take here. But yeah, Phillies fans, just pay attention. August 15th could change a lot. So we shall see. But Dalt, thank you for inviting me on the show. It's always a pleasure to come on. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good show. Thank you for having me on again.
Thank you for being here, man. You always make
Of course,
it a great
man.
show. Please be sure to give Gavin a follow, guys. Where can they follow you?
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at gsweens_09.
Thank you, Gav. I appreciate
Of course,
you, man.
Hey,
And if you're like me and you love good Philly sports reporting, shout out to Philly Sports Reports and Gavin. Gavin is an exceptional writer about the Phillies. So I often catch up on his articles while I'm sitting there during my lunch at work. Want to get, tapped into what a real Phillies insider thinks about this team, I go to Gav. So thank you, Gav. Appreciate you, man. Keep up what you're doing. Very proud of you and love what you're doing. But other than that, that's all we got for you guys tonight. Stay tuned for more on this Phillies team. We will be back tomorrow. Somebody will be here. Even if it's nighttime, somebody will be here. But we will have some kind of a post-game show. Other than that, I hope everybody has a great night. I appreciate y'all. And want to thank one time Nick's Pizza. We really appreciate you guys for sponsoring the podcast. Make sure to check them out in Wilmington, Delaware. Exceptional Detroit-style pizza. Have a great night, all. Let's go, Phils.
The Vikings.
Swing and a drive, left field. It's gone! And it's gone! It is bedlam at the bank!
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Podcast right here. You already know. Go fucking subscribe.
You are now listening to the 302 Birds Phillies postgame show with KJ McCoy, Ballpark Tommy, Dalt, and Fratty. Proudly powered by TickPick. Check out the link in the bio for $10